You know, I love me a box. I don't know if I've ever done this, but
Jesus.
not even knowing what it is, I hope you can get your boy a box.
Oh, I got you. Oh, I got you, big guy.
All right, let's get it popping. This is the Bunt. I'm D Jones. I got my main man, the Ghost, with me, and we got Jeron Wilson in the building. We're about to turn the tables on you, man.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
So, my man, we start every show off the same. Hit us with your favorite skate moment and your favorite sports moment.
Favorite skate moment. I'd have to say being at the virtual reality premiere, and this is just a moment in skate history where I being at my first premiere, and then the friends section starts, and I'm like, whoa, this is big. You know what I mean? Because I'd never, again, let alone been to a premiere, but being in the friend section of virtual reality was psycho for me at that time. So I think I was like maybe 15, 14 years old. And just, you know, I think that moment for me was just like, wait, I think something's going on here.
That's epic.
That's so sick.
And then for the sports, I'm a big Lakers fan. You know, I think you're a Lakers fan as well.
So he got a big smile on his face.
You already know. But one of the best moments and special moments for me was, I believe it was Game 5 against Sacramento, where that game-winning shot by Robert Horry. Bro, that was so next level. And I remember where I was. We were in Europe at that time. And, you know, when you're in Europe, like obviously you have to stay up late to catch the games. It's not something that you kind of have to pre-plan a little bit to work it out. But at that time, it was just, we're watching the internet, like the scoreboard go up. We weren't even like, it wasn't even like we were watching the game. So it was like,
shit.
So imagine that shot that Robert Horry made. We already thought we lost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then like 2 seconds later, that the score changes and we're like, yes. And it was just this is like me, Rick, Biebel, and obviously Biebel was a Sacramento fan. And he was devastated, bro. And I'm telling you, he was devastated. Like he walked out the room and punched the wall. It was like, bro, what a crazy moment for me. And again, not even being able to watch the game, but just watching that screen and those numbers go up, you're just like mind blowing. Wow.
Was Biebel talking shit for those couple minutes before?
Oh, big time. You know, because when you're in it, and everybody's like, you know, trying to, you know, we got this. You know, this is my team. We're in the moment. And then, you know, all of a sudden, you know, that it just changed last minute. When you see all zeros and you think it's over, and then that score changes, you're just like, what?
That's fucking
And
nuts.
then come in hindsight to see exactly what happened. It was just a major moment for me, for sure.
Let's go back to the beginning. Where'd you grow up and how'd you get into skating?
I grew up in the San Fernando Valley, in Van Nuys to be precise. But I mean, I've moved all over the valley, but yeah, pretty much born and raised in the valley. Started picked up a board probably around like 7, but it was like one of those little banana boards, you know, just typical story for every kid. But then around like 10, I think I got like a Steve Rocco Mini, and I was really little at the time, so it was like kind of like ideal and perfect for me. I got it like basically a makeshift board that, you know, my cousins and their friends, they had like, you know, spare pieces and stuff. So I got their wheels and some tracker trucks and, you know, just kind of made it happen. And then I think, my first time going to like a demo was like in 87. I believe that's when like Val Surf is my local shop. Fucking, I love them so much, man. They've done so much for me. They had like a summer of tours where it was like Pal Peralta came through. Alva came through, several other teams, but I can't remember exactly who, but those two that stood out like pretty crazy for me. And just to be in those moments and not really know what skateboarding was all about and seeing like these little like circles being made and you're just like, what the fuck's going on over there? And everybody's like, you know, in the middle doing hand plants and ho-hos and shit. And I'm just like, what is this? You know? So I was so intrigued by that. But again, being around the people that I was around, I was like I guess I would say I was a fast learner to a degree. Just being caught up in those moments in the Valley. And again, the Valley was definitely really a hot spot for a lot of people that came over the hill. We had a lot of cool little spots. I remember this spot that was off of Balboa in I'd like to say Granada Hills area, but it was Hughes Banks. So these big banks, they're up against these walls, and people would just have these like random little sessions. Like, I don't know how people would hear about them, but word of mouth at that time, because all we had was like phones. It wasn't like no pagers, no cell phones, no nothing.
No, you calling the house
basically.
So what would you consider your first big break in the skate industry?
I say, well, at that time, going to like contests was like a big deal, kind of that's how people would get to see you, and, that's how your name would kind of get out there. So I'd say going to a contest and being, I guess, seen by like Solomon Aga and Berto was a dude that's from Speed Wheels that was back in the day, and hooked me up with some wheels at a contest. But Solomon was kind of like the true, like, first, like, really, like, staple, like, man, I want to hook you up. And,
Sick.
got a box sent to me, and I was just like mind blown.
Sick.
Yeah.
OG Switch God.
Bro, you already know. Shout out to Solomon, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. When people think about you, think about your skate career, your name's synonymous with the Girl fam. So take us back to the beginning. How did that first link up happen? What's the story?
Well, Tim Gavin, he was a very a vital part of my career, and he kind of put me under his wing. So I'd say linking up with Tim and going back to like these contests. This first contest that I seen him at was a San Jose contest. They had these, I think, yearly amateur contests, and he, I guess, ended up seeing me there, and he was very friendly, and just we connected. I got his number. For some reason, I never called him or talked to him, but I ended up seeing him shortly later at a Pal Skate Zone, and they were doing this like kind of like this all night jam type of thing, and he was like, he was staying with his buddy Sam Barrowall, and I believe that Daniel and Daywan and I think a couple other buddies of his were with it. Tim Dowling, I believe he was just like, hey, dude, you want to come back and you could chill with us and roll back to LA tomorrow. And I was just like, I already came up there with my friends. I was there with like Western Korea and a couple other buddies, and I basically ditched them. To go with Tim and these guys. I mean, dude, at that time, it was like Tim was, coming off the Blind video. It was just like one of those moments where I was just like, look, I don't want to miss this moment, So that was like a leap of faith, and I was just like, you know what, dudes, like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go ride out with these dudes tonight. I'll see you guys back in the valley, Once that happened, it was like he took me to World that coming week, and I was just like mind blown. He was just like, yeah, you with me right now, so we're gonna try to get you on Blind, and that's kind of how it all kind of worked out. But then from Blind, it was like shortly after, I'm gonna say maybe within a year, maybe a year and a half, Girl was starting to form, and I wasn't in on those first conversations, but Tim was. So Tim was kind of like, again, already had me under his wing. And I believe in that first ad. I'm not in that first ad. And if you bring it up, you see like everybody's in there, but I wasn't in there. So I think shortly after that, Tim was just like, we got to bring Jeron with us. And everybody, obviously said yeah. And that was a wrap. But that first like initial, when it was like forming, I wasn't a part of it, which, I wasn't bad because I was a part of it shortly after.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Tim, you're ride or die. That's so sick.
Yeah,
bro, he is my guy. Straight up, that's my brother.
That leap of faith paid off, man. No regrets now.
Nah, not at all.
I'm sure your boys were happy for you in the end too. It's like,
no, I think they were like, obviously probably in their feelings in the moment, but like after the fact, yeah, they were like, definitely, man, that was good that you did that.
Mm-hmm. So you've been teammates with so many all-time greats over the years, but can you tell us about the Guy era in Mouse when he clearly elevated himself to a level we'd never seen before?
Yeah, man. At that time, Guy was just, Guy is Guy at the end of the day. He's a very talented skateboarder on and off the board. Like, he's such a great dude. But in that moment, I think he was just focused. He got into a real good groove of filming with Tim Dowling quite a bit. And they would just be going out like on some secret missions, and you wouldn't even know that they'd be out, And And that's kind of how Guy has always been. Like, he'll get out in the field, everybody, you know, and produce some clips. But when he's on a mission, he puts that little helmet on and just fucking goes, bro. Like, really.
Yeah.
And there's no, like, you know, again, like he'll scout out spots, you know, go dumb early, you know. It's just a special breed of skateboarder, man.
Another person that you were up close for when they kind of elevated their game to the next level, Eric Koston. What was it like seeing him like just innovating and pushing tricks to new levels?
Oh man, well, Eric Koston, again, one of the best to ever touch a skateboard. I met Eric early on to the point where I've seen the evolution of he was always been good, bro. He's always been like just phenomenal on that board. And, you know, between him and Guy, I think they were both kind of like lightweight motivating each other, you know, to a degree. Like, I mean, like we all were, you know, whenever we were amongst each other and in awe of each other, because, you know, that's just how it was on a day-to-day basis. When we would go out, somebody would get something, you know. But Eric was just, again, in a space of his own, you know, from entering contests, winning contests, getting shit hammered the night before, go out and win the contest. You know, that's the type of mentality that he was in. And just a special time in skateboarding, man. I mean, I think there were just so many dudes that were like really, you know, on point for this particular generation that, man, it was just a beautiful thing to see.
So, yeah, right. One of the all-time great skate videos. You had an awesome section in the video, but you mentioned being disappointed that you didn't have a full part. What's the story there?
I think what happened was, you know, obviously you get caught up in the everyday mundane life scenarios where, you know, you're out filming, you try to produce, and sometimes you just don't produce enough, I guess, worthy footage to have a complete part. I thought I did at the time, but, you know, again, what was being brought to the table, it obviously didn't dictate that. So I was definitely disappointed. But again, that was entirely up to me. You know, I think there's some moments in time in skateboarding that you can take it for granted, man. And I think there's a moment in time that I definitely, you know, let that happen to a degree. Just the months of just, you know, of having a girlfriend at the time and just, you know, just all the layers of just life. I think there's just sometimes it just, I took it for granted and I just didn't live in the moment, which I should have been more, you know, cautious of that. But again, when you're thinking of like, you know, I think I got like 3 or 4 minutes of footage. Like, I think I'm good. Right. And then, you know, when they're in the chopping block, and then it just gets to a point where they couldn't make it work. So it was, you know, it was one of those moments, but definitely a disappointing moment in my skateboard career for sure. But I mean, look, and I'm not mad, because overall, like, the section was amazing. I was stoked to be in a section with Tony and Rick, and, you know, those are my guys. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, us as fans, like, I just heard that you were disappointed watching when you reviewed your part for Skate More. So I had no idea. And as kids watching that video, like, you had a big impact, and like the way it was edited came out so good that I never would have known that you were disappointed had I not heard you say it yourself. So it was probably bittersweet, because now looking back, it's one of the greatest videos ever, but I wouldn't be bummed, because like it still had that huge impact.
I appreciate that, bro. That means a lot, man. I mean, I think we all are our own harsh critics of ourselves.
Sure.
Like, we have these, you know, these big things that you want to accomplish, and, you know, you want to make sure that you kind of fulfill within your, you know, in the skate game. That, you know, I think I'm happy that thank you for saying that, man. That means a lot, bro. Real talk.
Yeah, I had to hit him with the switch tray line. Favorite tray you have,
bro. I love switch trays. I love switch trays, bro.
Hell
I know
yes,
you. I know you do too, bro. It's a good trick, man.
And I hate switch trays.
It's only because you can't do them, Jeron. Don't worry.
Oh man, I'm sure you could do them
one day.
You got nollie flips pretty proper though. So hey.
Oh, all right.
So another one of your road dogs, one of your good homies. Actually, I'd love to know where that stands today. But Brandon Biebel, Sean Malta, when we had him on, shared one of the funniest stories we've heard about him. But I'm sure you have plenty up your sleeve. Do you got a Biebel story for the people? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Let me just say, first and foremost, Brandon Biebel is like one of my dearest friends. And however, I haven't spoke to him probably in like a good 5 years. Seems like ever since he moved to Miami, he kind of just, you know, I think he just wanted to get away from the skate world. So he's definitely like kind of just been off grid for a lot of the, you know, homies that he kind of like, I say skated with, you know, within the girl and chocolate, you know, era.
Yeah, Malto said that he unfollowed everyone, but Sean was one of the only people that he randomly didn't, and he was like, "Oh shit, he didn't unfollow me." But
yeah, dude, it's everybody. Like, I mean, I don't know. I think
he
it was
just
from
needed out, eh?
I think he just it got to a point, especially when I think he put something on in his stories, and I think that's kind of not the COVID thing. This is right before like girls kind of like almost being like not kicking him off, but kind of lightweight, just being like removing themselves from him, because I guess he posted something in his story where this dude was naked and he was like laughing at the dude or some shit.
Yeah. On the Hollywood Strip, I think.
Yeah, bro. And he got a lot of flack for that shit. Yeah, big backlash for that, to the point where he was over it. You know, to see how fast people turn on him. And he's not that type of dude. He's just like, yeah, really? It's like that? Okay. And, you know, I think that was like the breaking point for him. You know,
that was a crazy time in history where if you made the slightest mistake, people were out there with their magnifying glasses and their pitchforks to tear you down, man. And they definitely went for Biebel, which is the worst, because
real talk,
the skate game misses that guy, man.
Man, I miss him dearly, bro. Real talk. I look forward to hopefully talking to him again. You know what I mean? I think, you know, whatever, you know, whenever that may be, you know, I just hope it's sooner than later, because that's definitely one of my dear friends. I consider him a friend still. So, but as far as stories, I mean, look, on every tour or everything, he was the life of the party. Let's just say that. He is the one that the funnest teammate to be around, in a sense of like, again, there's never a dull moment. You know, if he's sitting in the shotgun, he's yelling, screaming, got the music going. Like, it's just one of those moments where you're just like, this dude is, as much as he's like so crazy, he's the best dude ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So speaking of Biebel, you guys shared a part in Pretty Sweet. The video came out when you were around 35 and is arguably some of the best footage of your career. What was the secret behind your ability to progress as you aged into your 30s, which is a rare talent in skateboarding?
Man, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I think just trying to be around my peers, you know, that keeps me motivated for sure. And, you know, skateboard mentality, man, I'm always thinking I'm young still. You know what I mean? And obviously your body dictates that. But, you know, I think, again, just being out with all of my peers and just motivating off of them has always been very, I've always harnessed that energy, you know what I'm saying? So I think, yeah, just being around and just trying to motivate myself, man, to keep this shit going. You know, again, I try to skate as much as possible. And when I am skating, you know, I try not to use that victim mentality of like, I'm getting too old, man. I'm the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, cause that's just, it is what it is. We all get old. It is what it is. As long as you can maintain your body and try to, you know, progress the way you can progress, then I think you're chilling, you know. And sometimes people just want to see you skate too. And you're your own, our harsh critic. You know, as I'm 47 years old, man, I'm fucking tripping, but I'll go out there and I ain't tripping on that. As long as my body is able to let me do some things, then I'm good, you know? So that's kind of just my mentality on that shit.
For sure. You doing any yoga, Pilates, any green juices?
I do, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that cold bath. I don't like water like that when it's cold, bro. It's just, oh man, where you can't breathe type shit is I'm not too fond of that, but I gotta fight that. I gotta get over that. I stretch. I do eat. I try to eat well. I'm on my athletic greens. I do some. I do
plug that here. Man.
Oh, you already got it. Yeah, I got to do that. But it's real. It's not fake, so that's different.
We need a bag of that shit.
Bro, we got to send you a bag, bro. We got to definitely get you guys on that.
We need the sponsorship, actually. Yeah, plug
both.
That part.
Yeah, both. Yeah, why not? And then CMOS. I do some CMOS. People are like, "What the fuck is CMOS?" I'm like, man.
Boy, you put it in a smoothie or something?
I put it in a smoothie, or I just do it like tablespoon, just straight out of the jar. Dr. Sebi, if you ever want to really know about CMOS, look up Dr. Sebi and it'll give you a great breakdown of like what CMOS does for you and how it's good for you.
Damn,
We got a resident nutritionist, one of our homies, who's always on some wild ass diet. So we're gonna run the CMOS by a 6-year-old.
See what he thinks. Yeah, see what he says about it.
He's the Brandon Biebel of our crew.
There you go.
For sure. But that's okay. Now that you're the second person to mention CMOS to me in the last couple of weeks, so now I'm like, all right, I really got to look into this.
Ears are perking up.
My buddy went to Jamaica and he said he could just get it there for super, super cheap, but it's like super expensive and smaller.
Oh yeah, no, it's not cheap. I mean, and there's different forms of it. There's like forms of it, like I have it in like a gel form where it's a little more easier to consume because I think it's like it's made with like elderberry and a couple other things. But there's other ways where it's just like kind of raw, so that's when you can like throw it in a smoothie or something. You know.
Okay. Hey, passing on your knowledge, thank you.
We need it.
Yeah, of course, bro, all day.
So yeah, we're just talking pretty sweet. Love that section, you and Biebel, classic. But I want to go way back. On the 9 Club, we asked you about your switch front heel nose manny, rare one. Watching all your footage yesterday, I found an even rarer one that you did in your 411 Wheels of Fortune. Frontside half cab heel to back 5-0, front 180. I thought that was NBD.
Those are those ones you roll the dice, bro. And again, I don't think everybody that was doing those tricks on that thing, I don't think nobody's done those tricks to this day.
That's a rare one.
Yeah, we gotta post that one on the story when the interview drops because there's probably someone working on that one right now thinking they're the first.
They might be, right? They think that they're the first at it. That happens,
Jeron,
man.
In the building. Oh, PJ's done it, but no 180 out.
He came out straight.
Yeah,
amazing. That's probably even harder. Shit.
Who knows?
Because you know that momentum kind of pulls you to kind of do that. It makes it seem like it's easier to come out 180.
Just innovating, casual back in the day.
I appreciate that, bro.
So loyalty is a word that comes to mind when looking at your career. You rode for Girl, DVS, and Diamond for the majority. Was there any close calls to leaving or offers that may have come to the table that people might not know about?
Nah, never.
People knew it was no chance.
You know what? I think people just, I guess certain people are just solidified and they just know, like maybe not to fuck with me, or maybe nobody really wanted to fuck with me that way. But regardless, I wouldn't have left anyway. I mean, Girl and that family over there has just been the foundation of just who I am and my character. Of like, man, they rocked with me from the beginning, and I mean, I still rock with me now. So it's just like, you know, to be one of the only pros over there still. You know, I don't have a board out like consecutively like how everybody else is, but you know, I think I have like maybe 2 boards a year, which I'm very thankful for. You know, and then DVS. That was under Tim's umbrella in that sense, where he was just like, I'm starting the shoe company, you're riding for the shoe company. And mind you, prior to that, I think DC kind of was slightly into me at that time. So, but I was already going to be rocking with Tim. So DVS was going to be my first choice regardless. And then Diamond was always like, I was always a big fan of Diamond, you know, and what Nick did with the designs and just it started in 98 and it had a little moment that was at Girl for like maybe 2 years, maybe 3. I'm not sure how long, but I've always been a fan of what he did with that brand. And that's why I kind of always been like, you know, loyal to these brands.
Mm-hmm. So with Diamond, if we're not mistaken, you became a part owner.
Yeah. So in 2009, I had an opportunity to become an owner. Rick Howard had shares in it, and you know, me and Nick had been going back for, you know, a while. I know Nick for fucking dumb long, probably 30 plus years, and it came to a point where I was just like, you know, I would love to help out and you know, see what we can do working with each other. And long story short, Rick was able to sell me his shares, and I kind of took it from there and took the reins from there. And just, I think it was in March of 2009 is when that happened. And then, we were on a wild ride from there.
Yeah. So from there, I mean, you've seen Diamond over the years from when you were a fan to becoming a part owner. Obviously, every company goes through its highs and lows. But what's the latest with you and Diamond now?
I had to take a leave in 2019. It just became we had a great run. It was such a fun time from, 2009 to 2019. It's 10 years right there. But the last couple years became like a little bit toxic to the point where it was just like, I got to leave. I can't, continue to work under these conditions for the most part. So it was one of those moments that was heavy for me to make that decision. But overall, it wasn't like I couldn't continue down that path.
Yeah, we actually briefly met at the Diamond Skate Park, obviously before, I guess it probably was 2018, I want to say. Right. But yeah.
That's when Spanish was over there, yeah.
Yeah,
right?
Spanish.
Yeah. Yeah,
Spanish
he introduced us. Yeah. So that was kind of like getting close to the end right there, bro. It was like, we had a rad skate park, and a lot of people were coming through at that time because, Spanish had he's a popular dude.
Everybody loves
we
Spanish.
love Spanish, no doubt. But yeah, man, it was just one of those moments where I just had to like take a step back and just kind of like reevaluate the situation. Meanwhile, it was such a fun run, and being that, Diamond kind of crossed over into this whole other world beyond skateboarding, which, I think in the midst of everything happening with Diamond, like I wasn't skating as much, I was doing more behind the scenes, like business type stuff versus kind of just skating and putting myself in the limelight versus I was kind of just took a step back. And again, I wanted to kind of help nurture the brand and get it to a point where we were continuing to win. You know what I mean? Because at that time when we were in uncharted territories, man, we definitely did some good numbers to a point where it was like, wow, it was mind blowing. So, but again, you got to choose your partners wisely, dude. At the end of the day, and you have to have that common factor of like, we're all on the same page, because as soon as stuff starts to, get a little weird, you guys have to both come together, or whoever is your partner, and make sure that you guys can maintain. Everybody has to have that common factor of like, look, we're going to either make it through this or we ain't.
But at the height of heights, it looked like Diamond was the growth was unstoppable, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like it got to a point where it was just like astronomical growth from like a skate brand first. Like I don't think we've ever seen anything get as big as like Diamond did, have we? I
think you can bring up like a LRGs, there has been other brands that have, penetrated beyond skateboarding, but it's rare. And I think LRG probably did even better, to be honest. I think Diamond at the time, it just had such a, all eyes on us type of situation, which, I think 3 years in a row, we did like at Zoomies, like 20 million in Zoomies. Like
Jesus
just Zoomies alone 3 years in a row, to the point where I was like, wow. But, at that time too, if people were always like saying, man, if you guys are going Zoomies, you guys are, you could probably lose that touch, and, and you just never know, at the end of the day, you just, you try things and you see what happens. And,
do you think that's like part of the reason why it kind of ended up going down?
Possibly, I think that there's definitely there's a big part of that for sure. It wasn't just Zoomies, it was PacSun too. You have all these big box, it makes it easier to get your brand,
Yeah.
When Diamond in the beginning, it was really like, very low key. It was hard to get. It was only
so
an online
hard to
play,
get. When it would get to Toronto here, there would be like minimal quantities, and everybody wanted it. It was definitely hard to get. And that was definitely the allure when we were kids, for sure. Like if you had a Diamond tee,
when all the rappers had it, that was a crazy era.
Yeah. Super crazy. No, that's one thing that Nick was good at. He knew how to network and, connect with the right people. He was big on MySpace before, was always connecting with people, like, blowing the brand up that way, to the point where, it was going to work by the time like Twitter and fucking all this other shit started coming,
He must have had a serious top 8 back then.
Oh yeah, he definitely did.
Oh shit.
Good
No,
old
but
days.
it was a fun time, man. Again, it was a bittersweet. To the point where no, it was sweet and then turned bitter. That's what happened.
Mm.
But all in all, I wouldn't change anything. It just, it's unfortunate that I'm not, you know, friends with the dude no more. I haven't spoke to him in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just,
Damn.
it's lame, from that standpoint, because again, he was a dear friend, and to not be able to have, that homie that we blew, that we kind of just, we made a lot of money, bro. And it wasn't all about money. It was about actually getting that brand to that level. You know what I mean? And having, a moment in time where you're just like, damn, but it could have been if we nurtured it a little bit more. I'm gonna say, that was my first time in business of that level. So like for me, like, I can't say that I didn't have any hiccups along that road. Of course I did. I'm human. I'm not fucking perfect at everything.
What do you think happened with the footwear company? Like, whose idea was it to start Diamond Footwear? And then you guys had a really sick team when you started. Like, why do you think the footwear didn't work out?
Well, we started doing footwear because DVS presented a deal that they wanted to kind of do a license deal for the footwear aspect. This was before a team was even considered, because I never really wanted to do a team. To be honest, I almost didn't want to do shoes, but since we had a little opportunity to be licensed and not come out of pocket, we tried that out, which was great. But then once we started doing it ourselves, that's when it was like man, I don't think we should be doing this. Just because now the brand is looked at in different ways now. If you have somebody that once rode for the hardware, and now we're doing shoes, and now the shoe brand is having an issue because you're skating for Diamond Hardware. It's like the conflict became an issue between some other brands. You know what I mean? They'd be putting them in they'd have contracts saying like, you can't ride Diamond shit.
Oh shit! Damn.
Yeah.
Because, now we took on the shoe realm, which I totally understood. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, man, you guys don't really need to go that far. But I think just because we were such a major player in the game, that it was just like, nah, we ain't letting you just, eat
Get
like
this
that.
for free.
Yeah, exactly. So, and because, heads would just want to rep, the Diamond shirts on strength, not even just because like, it's my sponsor. They were just like, I want to rep this.
Fresh.
I like it. I like it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that became an issue. And, and once we started paying people, bro, it was just too much. I'm gonna just be honest. And we are paying these dudes. I love all the dudes that were on the squad, but we were paying like we're paying the big dogs like too much money, And I love Tori. I love Brandon. I wish we would have paid Foy a little bit more at that time, but that was kind of the beginning stages of Foy, because we were the ones that kind of like took that step with him, because Nike wasn't doing it. They were playing around. They should have stepped up and sponsored him, because I mean, look at where he's at now.
Yeah, he won Skater of the Year on Diamond.
Skate for Diamond Footwear. Yep.
Yeah.
Damn.
So again, the shoe game you can't play with the shoe game, bro. It's too expensive. And if you ain't got like a good market share on that wall in any shoe store, then you ain't gonna do no business. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
What were the top dogs making at the time? Tori and Brandon.
Shit, I think probably like 10 G's.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they were definitely getting paid a nice little penny.
About 5 years ago, you caught the golf bug. Tell us about that and the perfect timing for Justin Elser to hit you up about a potential collab between Diamond and the number 33.
Wow. So yeah, I started kind of golfing to get the golf bug right when I turned 40. What'd you think of that? Right when you turn 40, Meanwhile, before that, I remember prior, like 20 years before this, like Tim and Eric going out and just, man, you want to go golf? And I would just look at him like, what? Golf? Yeah. Bro, I ain't golfing, bro. But in hindsight now, I'm just like, it's the parallel so real with skating, bro. You try all these different courses. They're like skate parks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like everything is mental, bro. It's like all on you. You can, it just gets to a point where it gets super frustrating too, because you can't do what you really want to do. And you're just hitting a fucking ball with this fucking club. It's like, wow. But it's a love-hate. So it's one of those things. I love this shit, but it's so fucking hard, bro. It's not easy. But yes, Justin presented, first, long story short, he wanted to go have lunch and kind of tell me what he was doing. Within him telling me what he was doing, I was like, fuck, how can I help? And what he was doing was basically making tea picks and infusing them with flavor. So basically a miniature like tea that you would hit off of, shrink it down to like toothpick size, and it has some flavor on it. I was sold. I was like, bro, I just started golfing. This sounds amazing. Like, sign me up. And he was just like, well, I kind of wanted to come down and talk to you guys about doing a collaboration. And the collaboration never worked out. But I ended up, working with Justin for like 2 or 3 years and just kind of perfecting and making sure that this thing was the best it could be. And now, I mean, it's in a really good place at the moment. Him and his wife are like hands-on every day, tackling this business. I'm doing as much as I can from the side, but like it's a cool little business that they came up with, and I'm happy to be a part of it. But again, going back to golfing, this shit is hard. But I love it. But I love it.
That's a box that actually did show up. So shout out to Justin.
Hell yeah.
Keep the tabs, man.
I'm hyped that you got that, bro. Good.
Yeah. Got the toothpicks, got some clothes. Shouts to you guys for branching out and doing some new.
I'm gonna tell skateboarders out there, man, do whatever you feel your passion and what you want to do, because too many people out there don't be doing what they want to do because they feel that they're going to be persecuted or like, man, why is he doing that? Like, he shouldn't be like, bro, don't, just do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the passion bleeds through and they'll see that this is something that you really care about and that's important to you.
100%. I feel like these days it's more and more accepted, but for sure, I remember when we were younger, it was like, you did the slightest thing outside of skateboarding, everyone was going to look at you sideways. Like, what the hell?
So crazy,
you should be
bro.
skating flat, fool.
Man, seriously. Take it too serious here, bro. Like, again, it's all about your passions, man.
Mm-hmm. So I feel like you're generally known as one of the nicest people in the industry. You have your boys' backs, and Justin had a kind of a wild story where you had his back so much to the point where he said bouncer dubs came out where some people were talking some shit to him. And do you remember that? What's the story?
I do.
Shit went down.
We were in Eindhoven, Holland. And, we were coming, I think, back from like a pub. Just, we had a long night. I think we did a demo that day. And, one of these dudes was just like off to the side a little bit. And we were all walking in a group, and once you get one dude just talking shit to a bunch of dudes in a group, it's just like, man, he's definitely a little sloppy. But he was basically saying, he was, what did he say to Justin? Oh, you're Justin Timberlake looking motherfucker. He said something to him along those lines. And then we were just like, dude, just chill out. Like, what, why are you like all in his face? Leave him alone, bro. You're drunk, obviously. And long story short, I just had to give him a 1-2, Look, I'm not the fighter. This is one of those moments, like, this is probably my second fight ever, and I wouldn't even consider a fight. I just had to light him up real quick just because, like, it was like he was doing too much, and then Justin wasn't doing anything, and I had to look out for the homie straight up. But he did, like, once this was happening, the homies were laughing, and I think Lee Smith was there. And Lee Smith was like, dang, he laughing. And the dude then now is going after Lee. So now Lee had to get into a little scuffle with him. And I just remember specifically when Lee was hitting him, he's like, oh man, you broke my watch. Now I'm going to fucking get you more.
Oh no.
Man, these are just the, those funny moments that when you have on tour and it happened to be, again, I gave him the 1-2. It wasn't, believe me, I'm not the fighting guy. So again, it was just a random moment.
We heard you used to suck your thumb back in the day. On its face, pretty normal, but we heard this may have continued into your 20s. What's the story there, and how'd you finally stop?
Bro, it's just one of those things. I have no fucking idea. Maybe I had a little like security blanket or some shit. I had a board with it. It was like a trophy with the thumb. I think it was like
shit.
I think it said number one thumb sucker or some shit. Yeah, I don't think many people will catch me. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like when I'm like about to go to sleep or some shit. You know. But not you. Like, probably Tim brought this shit up, and you should talk to Tim Gavin.
No, Daniel.
Daniel. Shit. Yeah. No, that's one of those ones. Like you have to really know me to know that a motherfucker did that for sure.
Well, unfortunately, we just blasted it on the internet in the skate world.
Oh, good. I'm very comfortable with myself, so it's all motherfucking
chilling now.
This is a two-parter because you had long, successful career as a skater, and then also on the other side of it as like a brand part owner with Diamond. Mm-hmm. What was one of the toughest things you went through as a rider, whether it was losing a check, switching sponsors, something like that, and then the toughest thing you've had to do as someone running a brand?
I kind of just spoke on both of those. Yeah, the toughest was like the video part thing. I think that was one of the moments where, I mean, again, when we were in the editing bay, man, I cried, bro. I was like, bro, really? Like, cause this can make or break your shit, bro. At the end of the day, you know, when you're in these videos and then you get shrunk down to a montage, like this can make or break your career. You know what I mean? So I think I was just in the time frame, I was just like, again, possibly overthinking it and just being like, man, this could be it. You know what I mean? Like, so I think I had that in the back of my mind, or, you know, I wasn't thinking like this is going to be the best skate video ever, or, you know, I'm happy to be part of part of something like this. But like, man, I think sometimes, you know, you're about yourself in those moments and you want to make sure that you can come through. So I think that was one of the toughest moments. And then within, you know, in the business aspect, again, just not being able to be aligned with your partner and your dear friend. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of the biggest hurts in my heart. Like, I mean, I was bummed to have to walk away. You know what I mean? That's not something I'm used to doing. I don't do that. I continue down the path, whether it's, you know, a rough road or not, like we'll figure it out. But when I had to when my back was put up against the wall to be like, I think it was the best thing for me to do, you know what I mean? But also I was disappointed that I had to walk away like that, you know what I mean? So
for sure.
I think both of those are kind of like, you know, probably the worst on both of those, on those parties, as far as like the skating and then going into the business aspect. If it was up to me, like I would still be at Diamond, you know what I mean? Like I would, you know, that's just because, again, that's just the loyalty that I have, you know, within my makeup. But again, you know, there's certain lines that, you know, were crossed where I just had to be like, you know, later.
So do you know what's up with Diamond today? Like, what is the status of it?
I mean, to be honest, like since I don't talk to Nick, so I'd have outside perceptions of what people are telling me, you know. I mean, the store closed down on Fairfax. I just don't see it nowhere either. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't think the business is flourishing at the moment. But you know, some of these brands, you know, could retro and, you know, get to the point where, you know, maybe people want to see it again, you know, and but at the moment, I mean, it seems to be scarce. And that's unfortunate, man.
You're right. Comments reminded me of it's been so long now since we had Rick McCrank on, but I remember he felt similar with Pretty Sweet, I believe, because didn't he? I think he had one, maybe two tricks in that video.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, it happens to a lot of heads, you know, where you feel like, you know, I mean, that's kind of like how I felt when I had to make a change for that next video part coming after Yeah Right was Skate More. So that's why I had to like almost like, you know, put on my boots for that one and make sure that I had a solid part, because that was definitely, you know, I wanted to make sure that, you know, I had a full length part at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure. So you've been skating for decades on decades at this point, man. How often you get to hop on the board these days?
Trying to get on at least once, twice a week if I can.
Well,
But
that's
sometimes,
nice.
sometimes again, that's on nice weeks.
Yeah.
But sometimes, that lingers on for, a couple weeks, few weeks, give or take. But,
Mm-hmm.
again, every time I get on my board though, I feel at home. You know what I mean? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I just love this shit, so it's like, I wish I could, carve out a little bit more time, which I can. I think I just got to be better with my time management,
Mm-hmm.
but when you have a family and I'm juggling, I'm trying to do two new brands. Like I'm trying to start two new brands or a brand and another little project that I'm starting at the moment. So it's like, yeah, there's a couple things that are
Mm-hmm.
in the works. So it's like, yeah, I have have my work cut out for me, bro.
Yeah, your
That's
plate's
good,
full.
man. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, once or twice a week on the board. How often we golfing these days?
Damn, I wish I could golf a little bit more at the moment. I mean, I'm trying to get out at least once every 2 weeks, once a week if I can, but it's slowed down tremendously in this past, like I say, couple months. But I plan on trying to change that. I've been waiting for these clubs. I ended up buying some clubs from one of these, a TaylorMade homie. And bro, he hasn't sent me my clubs yet, so it's kind of slowing it's slowing my game down, bro. Because I'm like
Yeah.
looking forward to having this new product to see if the game can change a little bit. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's definitely slowing me down. But I try to get out at least once a week if I can.
Nice. So I don't know how much you can tell us about what you're working on, but what's next for Jeron Wilson, man?
Obviously continue with the 9 Club. We're going to have fun with that. And then I have a brand that I'm working on with, Chris Keefe, a dear friend of mine. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, but he's, the man behind DQM. But he's such a smart individual. So I'm doing a brand with him. And then, the other thing I'm still kind of working on. So I want to just know that it's skaters supporting skaters. It's something that's going to be dear to my heart, and there's a lot of close individuals that I've reached out to kind of help bring this to life. But it's definitely going to be very helpful for skateboarders, and I'm excited to bring it to life, man. But I can't just talk about it just yet.
Yeah, no problem.
No worries.
I love me a box. I don't know if I've ever done this, but
Jesus.
not even knowing what it is, I hope you can get your boy a box.
Oh, I got you, big dog. Straight
the
up.
imaginary box. Let's go.
It might take us a little bit just because it's not fully developed, but when it is, I'll definitely bless you. Both of you.
This is almost more exciting than knowing what's coming. The
I love
mystery
it.
box.
The mystery box. Yeah, you don't even know. But I think some people are gonna vibe with it, bro.
Looking forward to it, man. Hell yes.
I feel the heat from here.
All right, Jeron, you know what time it is. Time to ruffle some feathers, my guy.
Uh-oh.
Rapid fire.
Try
ready?
not to. Yeah, I'm as ready as I'll be.
Favorite skater?
Guy Mariano.
Favorite video?
I don't like to say the videos I'm in, but I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, right.
Let's go. Favorite video part?
Skate more.
Favorite style?
Keenan, rest in peace.
Which skater had the biggest influence on the way you skate?
I don't know. I just have so many people that have inspired me. But as far as like trying to emulate styles or anything like that, I don't really have one. But just all my peers are that's all of them. I can't even, you already know who they are.
Most talented skateboarder on planet Earth?
Eric, Ashad, and I can't just do one, guys. It's too hard. Guy.
I thought you were going to say Day One.
I mean, Day One.
days.
I mean, Day One is always, one of the best. I mean, you know what? Go ahead, add Day One. Day One is the man. Straight up, bro.
Sorry,
I can't front. Favorite trick? Heel flips and switch trays.
Hardest trick for you?
Kickflip. I fucking hate them,
Ooh.
but I love them. It's like the most staple trick that you should be able to do. But like, bro, someone be like, man, I'll bet you $10 you can do a kickflip right now. Sometimes I won't be able to land that shit. That's like your basic trick that you should have always, but for some reason, it's very difficult, But I'll say a hard flip.
Love it. Most illegal trick?
Dolphin.
Favorite clip you've ever gotten?
One of the favorite clips I've ever gotten was The only slow-mo was it Mouse? The only slow-mo in Mouse, or is it Goldfish? The switch heel flip shove.
Yeah, that's Mouse. That's Mouse. Last trick in Mouse.
Yeah. It's
wild.
the only slow-mo. I didn't even know that until somebody brought it to my attention.
So sick.
So crazy.
Worst trend you've been a part of?
I mean, I used to wear those big ass fuck pants where they were just like huge, but they were like that was the shit at the time. I had some big green fuck pants.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, green. That transcended into people actually wearing those people rave wear and fucking tag wear. You know what I'm saying? So that skateboarders did that shit first. So yeah, but it was not a good trend. But that's where we're back. We're back with that too, just to give you a
for sure. Gnarliest trick you've ever witnessed?
I'm gonna say when Guy did a switch tray down Imperial, and he had no filmer, and the filmer was there, but he just did it for shits and giggles. I was like, damn. Bro, you got it like that? Okay.
Love that. What's the one trick that got away?
Nollie heel big over this Long Beach bump. You know the bump where Gino did Nollie 360 over the table?
Mm-hmm.
You know that's one? Or Carol did pressure flip over the table? Or Nollie heel over the table, and his like, kind of tail hits.
Ollie in and then fly out.
Yeah, that spot. I almost did a Nollie heel big over that, bro. I was so bummed.
Oh, damn.
Man, I went back to that spot probably like 6-7 times. And you get those ones where it's just right there and then you just take your feet away. I had like 3 or 4 of those, bro. And I was just like, I don't know what is it going to take for me to land it. But that's one that got away, man.
Damn. Sorry to make you relive that.
Jeez. Damn, why you do that?
What's the biggest bunt you've ever witnessed?
Oh, I'm going to say Chris Roberts trying to do this. Oh, yeah, I love you, Chris. This is like, and it's still fresh, so this is why I'm saying it. So this spot where Jamie Foy did a frontside nose side on it just recently.
That's in New York, isn't it?
Is it New York? It's up. It's a long ass up and then down, right?
Yeah.
Bro, he did a frontside nose slide on that, and I was tripping that he did that. Chris says he could do a frontside nose grind it, up it and down it. And bro, it's so like gnarly. And I've never even been to this spot, mind you. But Chris is saying that he can do a frontside nose grind. I'm like, dude, man, I know you got frontside nose grinds. Yeah. I love you, bro, but you can't do that, bro. And I think everybody's trying to put money on it to see, if you could do it. So
let us know when you're flying out there, because I would love to come witness that as well.
Yeah,
but you know what's funny? So wait, it's a regular frontside nose grind for him.
Yep. Our
boy Mitch Barrett claimed back nose grind on that to me, so maybe we could all meet there.
Wow, that'd be perfect. Straight up, Chris. I love you, Chris, but you cannot do that, bro.
Now he's got his number one bunter. There he goes.
I'm sorry, Chris, bro. I had to let it be known, bro.
Hey, sometimes you got to claim shit because that puts the pressure on you to do it. I know that very well.
That's true. This is very true.
I'm supposed to switch Smith like a 10 or 12 stair gold rail in Australia from opening my damn mouth.
No way. You set yourself up, bro.
Yeah. What's the last new trick you learned?
I mean, I got them all, guys. No, I'm just joking. I'm teasing. Damn. I mean, probably it's not the best trick, but I'm going to say nollie lasers. That's probably the last trick I learned. And then I ended up trying to doing it to Manny in that skate mode part. Garbage trick, but whatever.
Dream job after skating.
Just to continue, like to be honest, like I just want to continue trying to flourish and doing my own brands, you know what I'm saying? And trying to just work for myself. I don't want to work for nobody. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I would love to continue this journey of working for myself. You know, I mean, I don't get me wrong. Like 9 Club, I wouldn't even consider that work. You know what I'm saying? I consider that like, something fun that I'm able to do with my friends.
Love it. Favorite local brand?
I'm gonna have to go and say the homies at Melbourne Golf.
Oh,
because they've fucking just blew up in this last 2 years, man. I'm so happy for them.
Hell yeah. Favorite local skater?
Cater. Cater. He's from the Valley. He's a little local. So I mean, I know he's living in New York now or going back and forth, but I mean, I remember as a Valley kid. So I'm gonna say Cater because he's done some things in this past few years, man.
Whew, that Thrasher cover. Let's go.
Man. And he's continuing, man. I hope he keeps fucking doing his thing.
What's the one sponsor you regret riding for?
Grind King.
No hesitation.
That was just one, like, I was doing it for the check, bro. I mean, they were giving out some good money over there. And then I was actually riding the product, you know.
Oh, that's
and
what I was going to ask.
Yeah, I did ride the product, and it wasn't helpful, bro. I could definitely say it fucked with my skateboarding for the 2 years that I did ride those. I'm sorry, Grind King. It is what it is.
Favorite teammate ever?
I have to be Tim Gavin or Brandon Biebel.
Let's go.
Just life of the party, both of them.
Worst teammate ever?
I'm gonna say Anthony Mosley.
Oh.
Look, he has a lot of like the redeeming qualities. But I remember when we were filming for Skate-More, and I think he was in a moment of like feeling himself and having that little ego and whatnot. And don't get me wrong, I think we all go through those little moments. But his, however, we were more of like, in our later 20s, early 30s. And for me to be looking at this dude, and he was just very, I could say confident, but overconfident with his footage. And he was just like, man, he's like, well, I don't know what you guys got, but I got like over 7 minutes of footage. So like, you guys want to watch your footage, whatever. And I was just like, what? Like, so you don't want to show your footage like to everybody? And he was like, nah. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, there's a fine line between confidence and cockiness, and he probably stepped over it a bit in that era. I just get bummed when I think about his career because I feel like the skate world got robbed of like that one great part that he probably had. Like it just never came out because he was just kind of out of the industry just like that.
That's what I'm saying. That's probably the footage that he had for that Skate-More that never got seen. You know what I'm saying? Just based on your mentality and how you're moving and how you're acting, it's just like you ain't rubbing people the right way. And it's not helping your journey. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna hurt it, unfortunately,
For sure.
Worst company?
I don't know. Vox?
Vox Racing?
No, Vox.
Oh, Vox.
Yeah, Vox. Yo, I forgot.
Are those around still? Those are not around.
Fuck, were those shoes?
Yeah, shoe company. See, there we go. I don't even know about it. I don't know anything about Vox. There you go. That's so I can't hurt nobody's feelings.
Perfect.
Worst trend?
Oh, wearing those little fucking bracelets. You remember them little bracelets that we were all wearing?
The balance ones?
The balance ones, bro.
Oh, yeah.
They fucking, I mean, look at, I was wearing those thinking those things were working for a hot second. But that was a hot trend that I definitely was like utilizing it, trying to, whatever you can do to fucking.
Placebo.
You already know.
I heard those
but I'm
motherfuckers got
say
sued
that.
or something, though.
I think they did because that shit don't work.
Worst style?
Man, I don't feel like putting nobody out there at the moment. There's a lot of bad styles out there, but I'll leave that alone.
All good. We referred to you as one of the nicest guys in the industry earlier, so you get a pass.
That's the nice part right there.
Yeah, that's the pass.
You get the pass. Last person you want on the sesh?
Anyone that's budget, meaning anyone that's not there to help motivate and be a part of the process. And, want to fuck around and, especially when we're filming, we like in the zone and shit. I just don't need none of that extra shit, so I'm not, again, I don't have anybody specific, but you might.
Oh, well, I was going to say, it sounds like you're describing Anthony Mosley right now.
Oh, well, I mean, you know what? You could say that by default. All right.
Hey, and if Mosley, if you see this, it's all love. But
it's all love.
Back in
bro.
those days, I think he had a little attitude, probably.
Yeah, bro. It was the ego and the attitude.
For sure. All right, man. That's going to wrap up our interview. Absolutely killed it like we thought you would, man. Thanks for stepping inside Studio E.
I appreciate you guys, man. You guys are doing a phenomenal job, even though you guys are number 2 podcast. I just joking with you guys. It was that was a good moment for me to relay that, bro. You know I'm fucking with you. You guys are the number 1 podcast, bro. I had a great time. Thank you guys for having me, bro. Real shit.